this year we're going to do it different. I got my friend Ricky Portell up here with me, accompanied by our lovely wives, Kay and Sheila in the sound booth. We're going to try and do this thing live this year. So instead of me just doing a video, we're going to provide live commentary. You know what, Ricky? About halfway through the season, I honestly was afraid tonight was not going to happen. Because we're sitting at a 5-0 record, and these guys were playing so good, I literally had 0 clips out here. It's hard to believe. But I want to tell you what happened. It's called Kevin's Law. Kevin's Law, for those of you who know, it's very similar to Murphy's Law. You know what Murphy's Law is? If anything can go wrong, it will go wrong, and at the worst possible moment. Kevin's Law is this. If you give a group of teenage boys long enough, they will do something stupid. So we're going to get started with something stupid right now. All right, Sheila, can you all see the screens okay? Okay, Sheila, go ahead and start the first clip. This first one, we're going to start poking some fun at the other team. This is when we played Northeast Guilford. A man right here, we haven't played him in a few years, and he's so excited to make a tackle. Watch what he does. Slow it down, a complete whip on Donovan Apple, and gets a great cross-body block at his own guy. I mean, let's rewind that and watch it again. Watch it. Perfect form, unfortunately, the wrong team.
Wrong guy.
All right, so what we're going to do now tonight, instead of me saying the words, I want to do something different too. You ever been to church and the preacher kind of gets excited and he says, and all the people said? Amen. All right, so tonight it's going to be, and all the people said?
Amen. Oh, come on, you guys can do better than that, can't you? Let's hear it again. Great, that's better. Okay, so we've got a kind of a new player in the conference this year, and maybe it started a couple years ago. Eastern Guilford. And they're talking about how their level of getting better is going up, and they really thought they were going to take care of business against the Warriors. We all know what happened that game. But anyway, we're going to talk about their level of expertise and how much they practice. But we're going to look at their punter and see what he did this year.
Decides to run with it, and Eli lays him out. I mean, that's a double. Come on, man. All right, the next thing, I'm going to take a little bit of a risk here because I don't like to make fun of people's appearances. But this guy, I'm sorry, he deserved it. Sheila, he rolled it. I don't know if anybody knows this guy. Please don't tell him I did this, but there's a reason why he has that mustache. I just want to show him. I think he can hide things in there, and it also further, I found out this happened to him. You know, this was not an accident. This is the way he grew up, I think. All right, and all the people said.
All right, for the next one, we're going to brag about our people at Western Elements and our students and our staff. And we have great looking students. We have great looking staff. I mean, we're the best in the county and probably the best in the state. And we're really proud of our kids. But Alex, you really take the thing.
Run it back, Sheila. The warning there is don't ever put a picture on Facebook that you don't want other people to see. The next person, this one's going to be, this one's a little touchy because she's one of my favorite people associated with the football program. That's Savannah Snuffin. Now, Savannah, I picked on, where you at, Savannah? There you are. You know I picked on you one of those games, but Savannah must be kind of cold-natured. And the way she got around being cold was she decided to wear her blankie to the game. I went around calling her Batgirl and put some glasses on her, but come on, what do the people say about Savannah?
All right, so obviously you guys see me just about every Friday night. I'm either doing the chains or I'm hanging out with Kevin and Kay. They're great people that do a lot for you guys. Now, I have to admit though, Kevin took a shot at me this year and he talked about the blind squirrel and how I came up with an idea how we were going to win our first game of the playoffs, and obviously we did. Next year we're going to go further. But anyway, got a picture of Kevin and Kay this year walking across the field. And I'm just not sure who's leading the blind with this one. Let's go to the next slide. We got a walking dog. Somebody to help said to walk across the field. So what can we say about the McCloskeys?
All right, I deserve that. But this one, I mean, you don't have to be blind to see this fashion faux pas. This guy's a 3-year, maybe even 4-year recipient of the CMON Man Award. This is our own Defensive Player of the Year, TJ Harris. TJ always gets, he's so tough on the field, but he always gets caught looking not so tough outside. But he always has a monkey hat. I mean, come on, man. And the monkey hat, sunglasses, and I think the monkey hat really got the best of him. I think it was a little too tight on his head because it obviously inhibited his basketball ability.
Don't get on there to play? You're not on play. Your cursor's not on play.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. You played the basketball?
All right, come on, man. Come on.
Here we go. Here we go. This is TJ last year. I can slow it down now. Let's see what TJ was seeing when he shot. And all of TJ's friends said.
All right, so we're really proud of our students at Western Alamance and their accomplishment on the field, in the classroom. But sometimes, go ahead, Sheila. Sometimes we get some, we just have to question a little bit what they're thinking about when they get in front of certain things. So here, you know, do we really want to get in front of the players when they get ready to go onto the field? I'm not too sure about that one.
Yeah, that was a trick. Who's the defensive backs coach? I don't even know. She had a nice back pedal. You guys might want to pull her in. She had a real nice back pedal there. All right, talking about our coaches here. This guy, he's a running backs coach. He knows who he is, Coach Jones. And Coach Jones, he was very good this year about doing the flying hip bump or chest bump with everybody when they scored a touchdown. The problem is that we scored so many touchdowns that Coach Jones just literally wore out. Here's a picture of him, and the numbers don't lie. I mean, he's getting... Come on, Coach Jones. Tell Coach Jones what he needs to hear. If you're going to jump, get up.
So again, my good friend Kevin over here, and he's really great for me. You know, he got me involved in this, and I just love to be a part of the Western Alamance family. But Kevin came up to me this summer during the August practices before the season started and said, I got the rain covered this year. I won a big umbrella. I'm going to be able to stay dry through the rain games. So the first rain game comes, and I look over there on the sideline, and Kevin's got his running gear on.
I was told that was a golf umbrella, and it turned out to be a golf bag umbrella. And what made it so bad was, who was it? I forget the name. Todd Smith, one of the statisticians. Every time I would walk by, he'd come on me going, follow the yellow brick road, follow the yellow brick road. So I deserve a come on man for that, definitely. Okay. Oh, this next one, this one's cute, and this one's really, don't look at the video, you need to listen really closely. This one, I don't think they're here tonight, but we have two great guys that are ball boys. Josiah Mitchner and Trey. I don't even know Trey's last name, but I love them to death. They're great kids. But, what is it? Bradshaw, that's Bradshaw, I didn't know that. Okay, but they're great kids. But what was the last game of the year? We're playing McMichael up there, it's really cold, we're scoring a lot of points in the first half, and quite honestly, they decided they were going to be lazy. And they were scheming. I'm sitting there videoing, and I can hear them behind me, and they're trying to think of ways, things that they can do, so they don't have to go out and get the ball anymore. They're tired of running out on the field. So now they've come up with this scheme, and I wish I had the whole thing, but you can get a piece of this scheme where they're going to raise money to, well, listen, see if you can figure out what they're trying to say.
Take a second goal net. Couple nets like $5,000 for one net.
So these guys are going to raise $5,000 so they don't buy a net, so they don't have to go out and get the ball anymore. What are we going to say to our ball boys?
All right, so I've got some trivia for Coach Snuffer to get involved in this one. Coach, going back to Bo Jordan's freshman year, how many times have we beat Williams? 10 years straight? Okay. This past year, Williams thought this was their year, they were going to chase it. Well, we know it was going to be different, right? We always do that. But anyway, in the game, we got great student section, right? They're there, and they're just having a good time, and they're singing and everything. And all of a sudden, we're going to turn to the players. And now, I've been watching our E-Man since he was about that big, and he wants to start dancing now. And we're going to see his talents. Of course, the funny thing about that is to watch TJ and have TJ just walks away from his teammate right when
outdo you as far as getting appearances on Come On Man, because he's up again now. Because Rick, I'm going to tell you, he just can't help himself, you know? He's one of those people that say he's got the music inside him. I mean, it happens everywhere. Watch this one. All right, and all the people told E-Man.
So E-Man's got the rhythm, but do we really think that big offensive linemen can have the same kind of rhythm? So let's watch our own Ty Parker this year. Try to imitate him.
That was a precursor to your surgery, or just getting your arms tied there, Ty. This next one's not so, it's kind of funny. Casey Okaronko, I love Casey. He's a great running back. And Casey would do a lot better if he would make full use of his entire body. Well, watch this one, you'll see what I mean. Casey's getting yards for yards on one leg, so everybody tell Casey what he needs to hear.
Okay, so you know who our rivals turn into being in the conference every year? Those people that wear those purple uniforms. You know, they're just not our favorite people, right? Well, this year they got in some trouble because they were using some ineligible players. Can't get anything past Coach Snuffer. He figured out this year how he was going to bring in some band players. And there he is right there. He's our secret to success this season. Just for Coach Snuffer.
Invisible man. Now, how that happened, I have no clue. It's just one of those freak things. All right, no Come On Man would be complete if we didn't take a shot at the kickers. And we did have some great kickers this year. I really appreciate what they did. Tyler Billings did an outstanding job on kickoffs, put most of them in the end zone. But the kicker's worst fear is when he doesn't kick the ball in the end zone, and then the coverage breaks down, and he finds himself as the man to beat. Here's what happens here against Williams. And my favorite part of this is watch closely along the sideline. Watch Coach McKinney after the miss. Come on, it's obvious what he's saying. We don't even need to say it. So Tyler, you get a big old...
Okay, so we've already heard it today. We've heard it a couple of times with you guys saying, "Come on, man." And we heard Coach Snuffer say it earlier when he was talking to some of these clowns, as they call them up front. But we also have some other coaches on our sideline that like to use that term throughout the season. And we caught a couple of them during this season.
It's another one just to listen closely. I believe that was Coach McKinney again. In game, Tyler came back and got revenge. So this one's not really funny, but I wanted to boost him up a little bit. You guys remember this one? Same thing happened. That time, Tyler saved the touchdown. Way to go, man.
So we should learn to appreciate our kickers, our special team, place kickers, field goal kickers, people that kick off, punters, and everything. But from time to time, we have these players that think that they can not only be really good at their position, but they can also be good at other specialty positions. We're going to show a little example today of one of our defensive linemen trying to do some other things, not on the field. Now watch the shoe go further than the ball. Come on, man.
Coach Snuffer mentioned earlier that we do the interviews after the game, and one thing I got to say about Western Alabama people in general is they're not shy. They like to be interviewed. They're waiting. We're talking to somebody. They're hovering around in the background waiting to be interviewed. But I've only had one person actually come up to me and said, "Will you interview me?" And that's the coach's daughter, Sarah Snuffer. After the first playoff game, Sarah came up and Sarah wanted to be interviewed. But I want to tell you, it was worth it because Sarah is probably the most insightful person about football that I've ever heard.
All right, this is Kevin McCloskey. I'm interviewing probably the brain trust of the Snuffer family, Sarah Snuffer. Sarah, what are your thoughts on the game tonight?
I thought it was great. I thought the players did really good and tried their best.
I did too. Is there any plays, do you ever think sometimes that maybe be your dad makes a bad call and you're probably smarter than him and you need to correct him?
Yes.
You know the best part? There was no hesitation. Yes. So Sarah, everybody tell Sarah what about how she criticizes the coach.
Okay, well, as you know, most every game, Kevin and I are fortunate enough that after the game, we stand on the sideline in the middle of the field while the coach is talking to his players, and most of the time we're talking about a victory, and how great it is to win, and about the great family. It is Western Alabama. And Michael was a little bit different. We were way up, so Kevin and I just decided in about the last 5 minutes of the game, we're going to do our Warrior wrap-up during the game. So as we're standing on the sideline, the game's pretty much over. It's been out of hand for a while, and this happens to us.
Big things tomorrow, guys. Stay tuned. Check on Saturday on the website. As soon as there's some crafts announcements.
Here comes Zach Wilson. You see, you just don't ever know when you're around the Warriors how dangerous things can be.
Zach Wilson, the littlest guy out there, tell him what he needs to hear. All right. We picked on Jamie a little while ago for trying to do something he's not familiar with, and that was kicking football. Now we get to take a look at Jamie doing what he's trained to do, be a defensive lineman and get in the backfield and make a play. Only problem is Jamie ends up looking like a bullfighter here. And instead of getting the player, he ends up with the player's little hand buff thing. And then decides to spike it. Watch it, Jamie. If you ever score a touchdown and you're practicing your spike, do me a favor. Don't spike it like that between your legs, because the ball will ricochet, okay? And all the people said to Jamie.
So we know how important it is to be a Western Alabama Warrior, because every game's a big game. Because we're always playing for conference titles, to move on to the next round of the playoff. Eastern Guilford was no exception to that game. We knew how big a game that was going to be, and our man E-Man had a pretty good game. He had a good return, but he needs to learn that when you're talking to the microphone, you really need to be careful of what you say. So, do you really want to be a candy? Where do you want to be a candy? Let's listen to the interview.
Western Alabama 36, Eastern Guilford 14. We are here with the Swiss Army knife, the Emmanuel Mob, Emmanuel, punt return, kick return, everything. And first touchdown of the season, man. How did touchdown feel?
Feels great, man. About like a candy in the man, it feels
So I'm just not too sure you want to be a candy in a candy shop here, man. But just for that,
And you missed the last part. You told us he ran a 4-flat 40. All right, the next one. We let a couple of brothers on the team. It's time to pick on that a little bit. The Deathridge boys. We're going to start out with the younger one. Blake's generally a good-natured guy, and in this particular case, Blake makes a major faux pas, if you will, a major social mistake, because you don't ever want to mess up with the referees. Now the worst part is, now look close, look at Blake, look close. He's smiling. I mean, Blake, you don't do that to the referees. You got to show remorse, son. You got to put a tear in your eye. You got to look like Alex Ball with that pouty lip, you know. Maybe not. That might send the wrong message, but don't smile at him, all right? Everybody tell Blake what he needs to hear.
if we're going to talk about Blake, we have to talk about Brock. And we all know, Brock's been very successful for us for the last 4 years, and we're going to miss him next year, but glad to see him going to state. Well, Brock at McMichael game played quarterback most of the game, most of the first half. But we know how savvy Brock can be on the field, except for this one play in particular. And watch which way he turns. Next year, Brock, when Coach Van tells you to run to first base, don't go to third base, please go to first.
And you know what's so bad about that, Ricky? I want to be Brock Deathridge when I grow up. I mean, he gets football scholarships, he gets baseball scholarships, and he turns the wrong way and he still scores a touchdown. Brock Deathridge, I'm going to say it. Come on, man. All right, senior night, one of the most emotional nights of the year. Something we started doing 2 years ago was as the players are getting ready to line up to come out onto the field, we stick the microphone in front of them and give them a few seconds just to say whatever's on their mind. Last year we got a great one out of Buster. Remember Buster in the blue and the gold? Well, this year we found out that a couple of the players had a little too much caffeine in them. Watch this senior, Joey Hayes. Where's Joey? Is he out there?
Joey Hayes, linebacker. I want to give a shout out to Woody and all of our coaches. It's been a fun 4 years. Let's get kill some rats!
I'm sorry. Listen, I don't want to make him mad at me. I'm afraid he'll come after me. He kind of worried me there. And I'm going to do the next one too. I was so disappointed earlier when the Coach Covington was doing the JV players because Carl Turner wasn't here. And Carl's a guy that I don't even know, but I got to know who he was because if you don't know it, he's already got his nickname right. He's called the Preacher Man. Reverend Disher, you better watch out because this man can bring some fire and brimstone to the sideline. Listen to one of Carl's speeches on the sideline.
You know what we're going to do?
It's a short story. I got to tell you the story. I had this great idea, true story. I was going to try and make millions of dollars developing this app. Because how many of you know what the Shazam app is? You know what Shazam is? You hear music, you put your phone up to it, it tells you who the title of an artist is. I said, how cool would it be if you had an app, or if you're like at a party or something, and you see somebody, you look like somebody famous, Jamie. And I can take your picture, and it'll come back and tell me who you look like. And believe it or not, there is an app like that. There's several of them, so I was too late. I didn't make $1 million, which is why I'm here. But it's called celebLookalike.com. And I was like, how cool would it be to try that on some of the Western Alamance coaches and Western Alamance personalities? Let's see who they look like. We got a good-looking group here, so let's see who they
I'm
look
going to
like.
take exception to this one, by the way. I mean, I'm just not sure you want to start with me, but...
Well, this is true. We did it with yours truly, Ricky Portella, just to see how accurate it was going to be. Okay, Sheila, let's see what Ricky did. What's going on there, Ricky? You want to do the next one, Ricky? You want me to do it?
No, you go ahead.
All right, the next one, he was up here earlier, Coach Lochner. Let's see what Coach... I call Ricky the Blind Squirrel, so that's our little kidding thing. Coach Lochner's up next. There's a good-looking guy. He's going in for surgery tomorrow. We got to be nice to him, right? But let's see who Coach Lochner looks like. Kevin Spacey. And the camera does not lie. I mean, the good news is Harrison Ford, the bad news is you match up with 3 pretty ladies, huh? All right, let's see who we got up next to make fun of. And coaches, if you didn't make it this year, you will next year, trust me. Coach Jones, I believe, is up next. They got to get with Coach Jones. George Bush! How about that? I'm kind of seeing Nick Nolte myself, but we'll take Bush, Mr. President. All right, now with another bearded wonder, I believe he's shaved. Where's he shaved? Coach Kaiser, he's up next. What's that one going to be? Surprisingly enough. Now I'm telling you, if I hadn't written the code for that app, it would not have matched you to Julianne Moore. I can tell you that right now. Personally, if I was you, I'd claim Pierce Brosnan as my doppelganger. Coach McKinney. All right. Where's he at? He's over there. He's shaking his head now. He doesn't look like that. Let's look at Coach McKinney. This is a good one. Look at the number. Look at the number. 86%. That was the highest match. Madeline Albright. And Mike Tyson. You can be Mike Tyson. You look like Tyson. All right. He's not here tonight, but Coach Melton.